Hello. So, welcome to Kesball Gaming, and I'm Dan. I'm here to do some painting Legion of Everblight on this rainy, shitty day in England. So yeah, thanks for joining me. If you're watching back on YouTube, don't forget you can like, follow, subscribe, what's that stuff, and feed them social media gods. So yeah, I'm currently just doing some skin tones. I'm gonna do a bit of a blast through a bunch of stuff just to darken the skin I put down already on a bunch of Virtue Hosts. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's the Virtue Hosts. The champions are the ones with the swords. So I'm just going to be dipping it in and out while I get these on the table. I'm going to be using, despite what I thought, I'm going to be using the new airbrush from Wish just to blast out some base tones. Yeah, I'm super surprised. It worked really well. The other day I tested it out, so there you go. The gold standard. Yeah, really surprised. I haven't got a glove on, so I'll end up going to pick up my kids from school with blue hands. So let's not do that. But yeah, so I'm currently just doing a small-ish Legion of Everblight Force. It's like smallish. It's like 3 units of Virtue Host, 2 Virtue Champions, a couple of Blighted Archons, a Seraph, Zuriel, Golab, Blackfrost Shard, Rias, Bethane, and Belphegor. Who else? A couple of Shepherds, a couple of Spell Martyrs, Ice Witches. Did I say Mechano Shredder? Mechano Shredder, Anissa Raval, and the mighty Kralix. Oh, hello, and I've just discovered another Virtue in the box. So the plan is to get a big chunk or all of their skin done today, so I can start. I say done. At least the base layers of the skin done. Here we go. Wow, like some crazy scientist. I've got my gloves on. Yeah, that's the plan. Is just to get cracking, get some paint on these lot. So that is what we're doing. Maybe we'll zoom in this a little bit. There we go. How's that look? It's a bit better. Let's do some focusing. Refocus, please, camera. This way. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, cool. So yeah, so we're gonna hopefully you'll be able to hear my voice well enough over the substantial blast of this airbrush. Just seems like it makes a lot more noise than like my Sotar. Just darkening some of this skin down a little bit where we already had the first layer on. And from there I'll do like a highlight up a little bit more. So we want this as the base tone really dark. This is Titan Blue from Vallejo. Or I should say Vallejo Game Air, which is like the more like vibrant of the Air Rangers. So they've got obviously a variety of options out there. Game Air is a bit more suited to like painting with fantasy miniatures, sci-fi, whereas Model Air is a bit more you'd expect to do with your tanks. Sunshiners. Let's move my camera over a little bit. Thanks for joining us. We're doing some very exciting blue skin. This isn't the standard skin. If you've not seen Legion of Everblight, normally they're really like a sort of pale off-white skin. But this is for someone who has has their scheme all set. So we're doing this dark blue skin, chocolate, so then we'll highlight up a little bit, and then the carapace, like the bone, like the nodules, and things like the horns are all going to be just a pretty standard bone colour. So just brown, and then take it up to white with a bit of dry brushing. Probably will be all it's needed, and then brass for the armor. I think the armor on the standard Legion stuff is more just like steel. But I quite like the scheme. Can't lie. It's quite close to my last Legion scheme that my own army's got. Like I say, they've gone many moons ago. They had, which was kind of like coal black, which is one of the P3 paint ranges. It's kind of like a bluish black. And then I think I had red, like cloth for things like smokes and lights, and yeah, similar like bone carapaces. Well, the armor had this bone as well. So basically, had like a big ogre force and like these Nisty elves. I kind of wanted their armor to mimic what the beasts look like. So rather than having metallic armor, rather than having metallic armor, we had a nice bone armor, which is kind of cool. I really liked it. Some tones down. Yeah, so we're just going to blitz over a lot of this stuff. This could be quick and easy. If you haven't got an airbrush, haven't used an airbrush, this should be like a prime example of how much you can get done, how quickly. Where basically you just this is the base colour for the skin on all of this lovely mutated elf. Let's flip it over. Yeah, you should be able to see like how fast, how much time you save by having an airbrush. It's like frankly ridiculous. I'm spotting a couple of little skin sections I hadn't before. So I'm going to go back to the two I've just done. Let me just scroll down and check my audio. It's going through fine. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. So yeah, there's a little bit of skin here that I'm missing. And a bit of on the back there. But yeah, these Legion, if you've not seen much of War Machine and Hordes, are basically the followers of Everblight, one of the dragons. Probably one of the most active of the dragons. Excuse me. Where Everblight basically lures the remnants of the Nis, who are like ice elves, into who are kind of their god's power is waning. This is becoming paint and lore with Dan. Yeah, the god's power Nithor is waning. A bunch of the other elven gods all died off. Everybody's like, I need me some new flesh and some new followers. And he basically converts Vale to follow him instead. It was promised of great power and the like. And, she then returns to her, what they call, they're like something to do with snow. Yeah, basically goes back to essentially her tribe or her little clan. Like, hey, I found this new guy. He's going to sort us out. And thus begins. Got to speak a bit of a screw it out. And this begins the journey of the Nis, and then they see they're not all like this. They slowly mutate and near them, and like just by virtue of by virtue of Everbright talking to them, through their mind links and stuff, and having a thanks. It's basically like a shard of his power, like a physical shard of his body and his power put into them starts changing them, and yeah, so they become what they are now, and takes the flesh and makes all sorts of quite Cthulhu-esque, I would say, monsters, for lack of a better word, all with like a bit of a biblical sort of theme. So we've got the Angelus, the Scythian, the Teraph, the Neraph, kind of like which are the different choirs of angels and stuff. If you've ever read that sort of thing, or if you played like In Nomine, or there's a bunch of other role-playing games around that theme. But yeah, they're really cool. They were my first ever faction, these guys. I'm just going to talk to you about Everblight while I painted this stuff. If you've got any questions, just shout out. But yeah, this is just showing how quick and easy I can zip over. Oh, we need some more paint there though. Just the base tones of these ladies. Six done. Let's get some more thinner. Don't be shy with your thinner, kids. Like, even when you're using, so this is one thing that I've learned in time. Even when you're using airbrush paints, don't be so I had all sorts of problems with my Sotar. Just I was like, oh, it's just not. I'm lazy as well. I mix in the pot. I was like, yeah, so I mean, too many problems with it clogging and just not coming out very well. And I kind of when my mates came over, shout out Luke, brought his Sonic cleaner with him, and converted me. I bought a Sonic cleaner that weekend. I was like, yeah, okay. So I've been a lot more studious in how much I'm putting into the cup. But yeah, we're gonna blast this out. I'm half tempted to change the PSI to lower the PSI when I'm using this brush, but it's still quite new, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of time in case I don't want to. It's just getting a little bit of work done. Just these base blues down back of the ears somewhere here. Just as they go into like this crown of horns and stuff. It's pretty cool. Not worrying about the ends of the fingers. Obviously they're like claws, so they're gonna be a different colour. So, but like just quick and easy, right? If there's people like I really like doing a lot of stuff with my airbrush. With things like blending colours together. It's super fun and easy to do with the airbrush. That might otherwise take you like a good amount of time using just like a standard paintbrush. But yeah, you can do as little or as much as you want with an airbrush at home. Yeah, there's plenty of people that just use it to prime their models and go. There's plenty of people that will do just do like the base colours in every one. I'll try and do a little bit more. Not to say you abandon your physical paintbrushes. There'll always be time for real paintbrushes. Say there'll always be time. Maybe there will. So I guess at some point your skill might be so bonkers good with airbrush you don't actually need them. Get under the chin, get his ears done. If there's ever a faction that's got like, if you like armies with strong identities, Legion definitely tick that box. Very much like a matriarchal faction. They're run mostly, I think, by the femaleness. Nearly all of the casters, the warlocks, nearly all of them are female. There's exception being Thagros, who is an ogre, so to say a blighted ogre. So very much is more and more corrupted, bigger and bigger. And then what else is there? And Callus, who again is male but is basically created. So Thagros was literally formed by Everbright for a particular purpose, and then he basically just recycles him. So kind of takes the body, takes what's left over in the Athank and regrows him a body when he's done with him. So not maybe the best place to be. You're I think War Machine is one of the war games for sure that I've seen or played that has a really strong influence of female characters, and it's not it's not the scantily clad heroine. It's more the I'm gonna come and smash your face. I am like an incredibly powerful wizard, or just personal warrior. I'm playing Retributionist Skyra at the moment, who are another sort of the elves. They're the more like sci-fi versions, so they're the War Machine elves, whereas these are the Hordes versions of elves, I guess. Yeah, one of the main casts I'm playing at the moment is Falsier, who is basically head to toe in armour with this massive kind of like axe sword. I'm not sure what it's meant to be. And she is an absolute combat monster. And her lore is that she's like sort of a master tactician, crazy level sword fighter. And it plays down pretty well on the table. She is an absolute beast, and will go in and literally kill things like 20 times her size. She can go down and take like a castle down on her own. So yeah, none of this worrying about girls needing protecting. That is not a trope that you'll find in War Machine, unless the girl in particular, or the lady in particular, is absolutely like using their wiles to trap someone. Hi Piotr, man, that's absolutely right, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. I've been on a training course, so I've not had much time to do much of this stuff. So I'm trying to get today a load of stuff blitzed out. I asked as well my locals. I was like, who wants to come around for a gaming day? No, they said work was the answer. They couldn't lure anyone over to the house to stream games. So instead, we are getting good chunk of painting done. That's the plan. It's nice to see you guys streaming though over on Moment of Clarity. That's good. Even if it is Dirty Haley. The new airbrush is like bonkers, right? This is it. Like this House Eloise colours. I'm such a sap, right? I had to get the gold one. There's no difference. I think it's like a gold and blue, no red one. I'm definitely getting the gold one. Yeah, it comes out. It's coming out really well. Like really, definitely seems like it's gonna be a good like workhorse brush. Like being low on. Does seem to come out quite strong. So I'm half tempted to change the thing to lower the PSI when I'm using this brush, but for now, I think this is like a little bit of control here. So I'm spraying out bottom section, yeah. So here we go. So we're like not really getting like any splatting and stuff. Got like a little bit of control, or through to like Heka sprays. Yeah, it's really it's very surprising how decent it is for like what's like a 15 brush investment. I can wait like a little while to get through because such is Wish, but definitely a good investment. I hate these guys. Striker 2 versus some Scorn. I hear Scorn are OP, right? Because obviously Matt Waters taking home the Adepticon War Machine games with Jalam and I can't even remember what the other character was. But yeah, Jalam. Kudos to him. Matt's coming on. That's coming on the show this week to talk about Adepticon, so that'll be really interesting. See his take on how the faction are. Another rest of your faction for you. Say that with a little bit of tongue in cheek. Let's do. So, if you didn't guess, I'm literally just going through the next model was Spellmaster. I'm just going to blitz through as many of these as I can today. That's my plan. I'm going to probably do another hour of painting, stop for lunch, and then this is a very wonky Spellmaster. Like, it's very solid, so I'm going to leave him as he is. he's like trying to get that extra half inch for his caster to get an assassination on the go. Just going to do the bottom section, the mutated part of his arms a bit darker, his back, his head, around his abs. Just try and get some on his face. I can leave like the chest open a little bit and do like just a simple glow effect for the chest where it's like bursting out. Yeah, it's nice to see so many people doing so much at the moment. It's really cool. Cannot lie. Obviously, there's over the last 6 months, there's been a lot more podcasts either start back or just start up or whatever. That was me a bit heavy-handed on this way. Yeah, either start up or restart, and the same for like game and stuff. Obviously, over here we've got like the Warsaw team, the Warsaw War Masters, running events, streaming events. And then doing Owl's Wisdom, if you haven't checked it out yet, which is the new podcast. And they're a fantastic bunch of peeps. So go and I couldn't tell you what platform it's on. I know I whinged at Jamie to get it on like the normal podcast apps rather than just on their site. You might have to look at Warsaw Warmaster's site itself to get the content. It's going to be rough and easy. Oh, no. Just realised I've actually missed. There's some extra skin. We've got midriff, and after I've just like extolled Party Presso, how good they are for not having strong warrior, a stronger female aesthetic, and then I come on to the shepherd, who's a little bit like a skin on show. Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah. So this is all the basics. But yeah, so I'm not gonna be shy about detail. This stuff is all gonna get picked up, all gonna get like highlighted. Obviously, there's loads of cloth and stuff around it, so I'm definitely not gonna worry about overspraying here. This is just the basics. Hopefully my voice filter is alright enough that you can hear me over when the compressor kicks in. I'd hope so anyway. What else we got? We got a bunch more Black Rashar next. Yeah, these guys are so characterful. As a character unit, obviously. But like, I just like love the level of detail on the sculpt. There's like so many different parts to it. Brindis, good morning. Well, it's early for you, right? But good morning. Thanks for coming along. Not seen you ages, buddy. Hopefully you're doing well. I was just saying I've been doing a training course for the last like week and a bit. So I have fallen behind in how much I want to be painting, how much I want to be 3 AM. Okay, right. Well, I'm not terribly surprised. Aware enough of your body clock. But yeah, I'm doing this training course. It leads me. Is that skin? I think this is skin. I think it's got a bit of arms on the show. So yes, I'm trying to catch up. Obviously, I've got a lot, this bunch of elves to do before I pick up my own. Sam in Cardiff, if you're watching, I will definitely get back to you on Bushido prices today or tomorrow. I'm like my kids at school, and nurseries. Oh, I'm going to spend as much of this day as I can getting my teeth sunk in. Look at this this beastie. Let me have can we? My hand behind it. Probably focus a little bit better. Like the level of detail in these sculpts, just amazing. Yeah, I do love it. You can tell, right? You can tell I like Legion still. I am definitely still a Legion of Everlight fan. Been talking about Legion a lot. Just one of oh, that was a bit of, that's me. Okay, that's me. Not the brush. Yeah, there's a bunch of Legion players I've talked to, just generally, and obviously there's a lot of hype about the WTC, the World Team Championship. So people are talking about what's good, what's not. Nathan, one of the locals who very kindly comes and ferries me to our club most weeks, is very much playing Legion and loving them. Obviously went to went to the Warsaw event on the weekend. The Warsaw War Masters. I came second. So go me. I came second. Playing my new faction. Had a lot of fun. The plan was to not clock. But yeah, basically the plan was to try and just play as many games played Farseer, as I've got a new filter. So I played it every round, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to play. What did I do? Okay, I played it into Legion first. I played it into what did I play it into? I said I lie. It wasn't Legion. I played it into Crix. I played it into Crix first. It was Gaspy 1 in Scourge of the Broken Curse. So Gaspy 1 with a bunch of Tixis and a load of solos and like a Reaper and Cankerworm, Charybdis on Iacos. Really fun game with a really nice guy, Reese, who just lost his Legion of Light army. Someone drove me to the back of his car while he had it parked up with all of his models in the boot and literally flattened the back of his car. So he went from having an army to not having an army, which is like pretty devastating, right? So yeah, really sucky. He's picked up Crix, and yeah, a bunch of people at the event sort of donated their prizes towards him and stuff, which was really nice. Like, what a lovely community we've got. So like, oh yeah, so people had like Crix dice. They're like, oh, you could have Crix dice. Someone else had. I don't remember what it was. There was some Crix in a blister, which they say they just hand it over and they're like, knock yourself out. Give you a hand to restart. I do love it when like gaming communities do stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. Is it we're the best. We're the best people. We make this game. And yeah, it's really cool to see. What colours do a blighted deer? I have no idea. No idea. Didn't mean to do that, I swear. So get some area. Seems to be coming out a little thinner, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, so it's really cool to see a bunch of people at Adepticon. Some old names, some old faces coming out of the woodwork. That was cool to see. It would have been lovely to have seen a stream, but from what I understand, they asked for a hardline to be able to do a proper streaming setup, and the hotel fell through on it. So those of us that are doing streaming with stuff like iPhones, obviously it's not always ideal for a business to do the same. So it is what it is. We missed out, but yeah, I said we'll have Matt McWaters is coming and join us on Friday night. So we'll have a good chin wag about House Scornar. So I need to go back to the posts and have a look, see exactly what his list. I know he's got a Jalam list. I really like Jalam. I really always like Jalam. I think he's super baller. I like casters that can personally like contribute all game long, and just do stuff for your army. And that is definitely what Jalan does. Like that. The Grievous gun. What's not to like about having a Grievous gun, right? You ask Lilith, Mechano Lilith, and Gareth. They've got to rely on mortality, and Jalam's like, Did you not load your Grievous bullets? Suckers. Yeah. Gun lines definitely seem to be in the process of making a dangerous comeback. If you go into events and you aren't preparing for a gun line, I think you're doing yourself a service, or necessarily a service where you're putting yourself at a disadvantage where you are, I think, very likely to come up against gun line. If you haven't got a gun line or an answer to a gun line, think about your life choices. Think about where you are and pick up some guns. Or like a million shield guards, which is also good. I've been working my gun line. It's a careless list. It's, I guess, pretty standard. Like, there's not a lot of stuff you can go wrong with Kalissa. You load a bunch of long range jacks on her, and then your opponent can never hide from those guns. It's pretty scary place to be in. Where's your actual skin? Radix. You see these like knobs on Kratos' tail. Is it a tail? If someone's lower body is that of a snake, the snakes actually have tails. They're all tail, right? But it's their body. Are there any zoologists in the chat that can correct my my little boy will come home from school today, and I'll ask him, and he'll probably tell me he loves that sort of thing. Tells me he wants to be a scientist, and like, you go boy. Yeah, just going to build up a little bit of this blue. As I said, I'm not going to overly worry about overspraying if I'm going a bit heavy and going into different areas. It's fine. It's fine because everything from here is going to be covered with everything I'm doing, so I can quite easily just basically rectify. Checking my camera's working properly, because I've updated some stuff to my crappy, unfortunately, web camera. Apologies to how bad it is. It's periodically shutting down on the street. So I've got this one. My finger waving camera. My painting camera is the decent one. I need to set up. I've got a spare iPhone. It's just whether or not I can set up successfully to take the iPhone feed while I'm also using another iPhone. It's like the programs I'm using and stuff. But actually, you guys don't care that much about it, as long as you can see. Like, I'm not the important bit here, right? This is the important bit. So it's Kralix. What have we got? And we're moving on to bigger things. There's a couple of these models are missing bits, which I'm aware of. So is the guy I'm doing the paint job for. Which, if you can track them down, will become an addition down the line, rather than worrying about right now. I feel a little bit like Bethane's sculpt, Bethane 1, needs a bit of an update. Just like the spindly thing with like these side arms, just doesn't seem enough to her. Like especially when you do something like this, right? When I stand her up and go, like the difference in like the level of sculpt and how cool the models look between Kralix, who is just a solo, and Bethane, who is a caster. It's like, yeah, she needs some love. She definitely needs a bit of love in her life. Right, Belphegor. Is there any actual skin on Belphegor that isn't just plates? Yeah, a little bit. That's cool. A little bit. But yeah, Legion definitely in a good spot right now. And they got like such a variety of casters that can do so many things. Both Bethanes and obviously, as usual, all of the Liliths to offer some very scary lines. Like Lilith 4, obviously top of the pack. I say obviously, in my opinion, Lilith 4 is at the top of the pack for Legion gun lines. She's definitely not like the be all and end all. Like the Bethanes bring an awful lot of cool help to gun lines. Like if I was a Legion player, I'd be hard pressed to just write off. Well, so many casters, right? So many casters that can put out some really stonking lists. So fair play. Well done for the balance act that was put Legion back on the top. They were so good through Mark 2, and then they've been so bad for so long. They occasionally get something rises to the surface, but it seems like they get like smacked down quite quickly. So it's nice to see them really in a dominant position again. It'd be nice if I was playing them. No. It's nice to see people get good stuff on the models they want to play, or the factions they want to play, and try and get these awkward spots in the bottom. Might do a little bit more on him. He's a little bit coming through a little bit thin, but it's not too bad. We've got some Archons. These fine ladies are beasts on the table for sure. Not literally. If you don't come to me for rules right now. They're beasts figuratively on the table where they can do an awful lot of stuff. It's funny when they came out. There's so much hate for the sculpts, and so much worry from non-Legion players about how powerful they would be. And I don't think I think they're really good. They're very powerful, but they're certainly not the indestructible machines that certain community members at the time sort of were like, yeah, he's going to break the game, and it's like, well, they didn't. Do a bit more darker towards the bottom of these wings. Going to leave the tops, the very tops, a little bit here. Some air through, dry up a little bit, and then again a little bit of blue through. We're going to do this on a bunch of the glove malfunction. Yeah, we do this on a bunch of the winged stuff. Do a bit of blending on them, just to make it a bit more interesting. Not sure if I just caught myself on the Archon's wing, or oh my god, I just had enough. Who knows? Yeah, this is all nice and quick and Not necessarily too clean, like I said. You don't need to this point. When you're just doing these bases, you're gonna spend too long driving yourself crazy about it. The bottom section of the wings again. And by the time I finished, this is also like the absolute joy of the airbrush. By the time I've finished doing this section over touching up the skin, and literally go back and do exactly the same. That ears, I'll tell where ears begin. Ears begin and horns end. You see on the back there, there's like almost dry, so just blow just air through the brush, and then add another layer. Second, I've got a go lab still to do up here, which is really interesting. Giving a bit of artistic license. Heroic Play, thanks for the follow. That's appreciate it, man. How is things? How was your event? You ran an event like was it last weekend or the weekend before? How did it go? Trying to call JJ back and missed him. One before. Yeah, I've had like 2 weekends of events back to back, so it's like try and distinguish them. So Huntley, yeah, Huntley Wood. Do like Huntley Wood. Definitely can't go there without thinking about how cool Vale was. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think anyone that's running any sorts of events again, it's got to like appreciate that your players, the TO team, an event team at like an event like LARP are all going to be maybe a little bit rough around the edges. So we need to finish with this slot of Legion. I'm just going to do a couple of drops of the darker blue. And we'll just go, what have we got? Got like a good half an hour before I'm going to go and have lunch. So finish off this darkest layer of the base, and then we'll start with some highlights. Do love me some Zero. These models, the Nephilim characters, I think are such gorgeous work from. I'm pretty sure they're all Doug ones, right? Again, watching, and there's the overspray. It's not a problem. All going to get corrected. The flashy parts of wings are going to end up being like pinky. Anyway. It's more about getting the frame, the blue down. This is sadly, yeah, it's been a good while since I had Legion. Say that, I've still got that Legion. It was buy some Legion. No, I tell them I'd left all of yeah, this is for one of the guys that comes to Auckland. And once these guys are done, the darker areas, Once that's done, I'll start painting my new army on screen, which is more elves. More elves for everybody. Everybody likes the elves. That's Zuriel. This is GoLab, who I have yet to start. I think I'm going to do like a proper blend of colours through the skin after the wings. Yeah, Retribution of Skyra. One of the, I'm like a budget hobbyist, right? Partially because like my life situation, where I'm a single dad, so I kind of like to cut corners and go for cheap options. So when I see a good deal, one of my mates goes, "Oh yeah, I can't put the time in, new kids and stuff like that." I find it hard. I said for so long. I said on the cast earlier on Friday, definitely wouldn't buy back into a faction that I've already had painted and sold on, and that's literally Retribution. But yeah, so we had no rep players like locally that were actively playing. We got like a rep player, Owen, who's playing a little bit, but it's kind of like a side game for him. So between that and then wanting to have a slightly more competitive army than Karun can put out for WCC, for the World Championships in October. It's like, yeah, I'll take it. So that's ready. Again, at the bottom of these wings are going to be pinks, so I'm just doing rough and easy, rough and ready on the main structure rather than the wing itself. If this wasn't glued together, this might be a lot easier. Might be. If this wasn't glued together, this would be a lot easier. Let me turn around a little bit for you guys to see. But is that upside down? I think that wing's upside down. I think both these wings are upside down. I haven't. Caveat. I'm painting. I'm not building. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these bottom wings have been put on upside down, but it's fine to make it work. There we go. I do like the new sculpts. So that's everybody's done with their basic skin. Oh, do I pick up GoLab right now? Maybe. These two solos. A couple of these smaller minis need a bit more the darker tone on them. You should definitely whip them back out again. So the game is in a wicked good place. Like there's so little gaps between top and the bottom faction there, where you can bring anything, any faction to an event and be like, this could win the event. I don't think that's. Are you moving, buddy? Are you moving further north, up towards me, or? I know Mr. Moore was messaging me the other day, so they're looking at moving up here. Oh yeah, it's not far at all. Yeah. I think that's probably like half an hour drive, maybe. I think that's where like Tony and Nelly are, or close to where Tony and Nelly are. Right? They're in Hennor. My geography up here is not the best, but I believe it's close. Just dumping down some of the skins where we've had. A bit better. Yeah, we've got like a really active club. We do a bunch of guys from the club do Sanctuary on a Friday, and then we do Mondays at the Barber Miners Welfare, which is like our actual club, which is really cool. Yeah, man, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm super lucky, right? Because I'm on the edge of countryside. Yeah, we've got one of like probably like one of the most competitive clubs in the country for War Machine. It's like 10 minutes from my door. Definitely good spot to be in. Let's try and get some of this bottom tail done. It's really difficult where the body is. Even more splitting is happening, right? So this club is officially dead. Yeah, so it's super cool to have a bunch of options. There's like most people play 40k and Age of Sigmar, Marvel, Infinity, Aristea, various like Cool Me You're Not games I've seen, some actual like tabletops like D&D, some Badlands probably because Merce Miniatures are really close. In fact, like sponsors of our Wargaming club. So check them out if you want to see some cool sculpts. There are some Star Wars Legion players. I'm not sure if I've ever actually seen them play at club, but there's definitely Star Wars players. They've got a couple of them. I think Duncan plays Star Wars. Duncan Rhodes. I'm pretty sure he's got some. Need to lure him over like a trap. Needs to get him back over to play. See how he's got Crucible Guard and Kador. So it'd be nice to see how his painting is getting on. Not like as in how much he's painted, not like how his painting is. You know what I mean, right? So yeah, we've got this lot done. I'm waiting to find out. This is an awkward spot. I'm waiting to check what colour I'm doing the cloths and stuff on these guys. Now, a bit of cleany. Always clean your airbrushes, kids. Yeah, there's definitely like a good old mix of levels of players. Some want to have some girls just want to have fun. Yeah, some of the players just want to have like just fun games of whatever system they're playing. Some want to be practicing for tournaments and really for going hard. And you get any level of it. Sometimes from the same people. So it's certainly different how War Machine used to be portrayed. Like it used to be, you're going to go to somewhere and you get told you're going to get smashed like your first 6 months of the game. The community is a little bit more forgiving, a little bit more understanding, so it's not as bad. Right, what have we got? I've got some rep models. Looking at me, they're like like finish our bases, get some paint on us. They're beautiful models. The new House Eloise stuff is really cool. So this is all based on that's everything done, right? So that's the base skin at least, which is the majority of a lot of it, which is Vallejo Mecha Range type blue, and I'm gonna start to raise it up a bit. So I'm gonna start with some electric blue, and then might do the ad break. Go up to deep blue. In fact, do I skip? I might skip electric. We'll go deep in sky blue for the highlights. I think I fixed the ad breaks. I had the ad breaks accidentally set the other week. So you come on the stream, it shows you like the first ad break, and then 5 minutes later gives you an ad break. It's like that was not my intention. Now I think it's just like every 45 minutes or an hour, run like automatically. Once the ad breaks, it pays for. Doesn't really pay for much at all. I won't lie. Doesn't pay for much at all. But what's them? One day I'll go over the threshold and it'll buy me, I don't know, some new toys. Can't complain. So you're gonna do. We'll just mix it up. Mix it. Look at that. I don't know. Like you see like Angel or Angel Heraldez mixing up paints in blisters, and I'm like just too impatient to get away with it. Right, so we're gonna start again. In fact, let's literally clear my desk and start again. Make my life easier. So leave these House Eloise out of the way. Trying to sneak in, get painted. It's like no, not today. Go Lab, also not today, and also 5 ads. What was it like? Like a minute of ads? I'm just using like the standard. I haven't really played a lot with the ad settings at all. No, this little chap. I love it. Mate, it's better than the BBC. Yes, just to say, yeah. If the ads are actually too bad, no, I will take note. But energy prices going up. I need to pay for my electric, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna clear the table, start again, and start doing. Who watches TV now? I don't watch TV at all. I don't have an aerial. Prime subs do get around it. Yeah, if you're subbed, you don't have to watch any adverts. Go sub, everybody. What's I say? Yeah. I don't even have an aerial in my house. I don't have an aerial. I've just got internet. So like watching TV. Right. So we're gonna do. Is this? I appreciate the sub. So that even if it's just because you hate adverts, is this gonna be too light? I think this will be alright. I think this will be okay. It seems like a little bit lighter than I thought it would be coming out of the tub. Let's see. Right, so this is the new airbrush. Let's see how much. How much control we get. This is not a precision brush. This is like my new from Wish, not affiliated. This is my new Wish brush. Question is, can I get away with it to do just things like these highlights? I think I'm going to be able to. Find out. Let's do these guys. Start with these. might try and blend the skin a little bit together here. Up to and include this section. No, it's absolutely way better than the one. So I got how was it? So this is the one I got with my my compressor kit, like originally. Can you see the needle? The needle's like turning around the corner. It's like a wanted Eden needle, and that was all right. But this is like much better. Like I'm super surprised at how much better it is than that basic one that I first picked up with the compressor. Like, absolutely makes a big difference. So I put some extra into this chest area. Oh, it's going to make this as glowy as yeah. If only it worked at all. It already broke. It already like given up the ghost by the time I had the needle bent. In fact, the needle bent because I no longer gave a shit about it. Will not lie. Yeah, it was like no. I'm just gonna do a bit of highlights on these upper areas. The face. And this whole lot like under his chin, where these bones are coming out. Oh yeah, we go. Yeah, this whole thing is going to be not too much time put into it with like the glow, but yeah, definitely put some effort into the glow and blending these blues together. Just the top, and then I'll move on. I do love Spellmeyers. Just like what's going on here? We've got some connection. I'm dropping some rates. I've just tweaked around my my internet settings this morning, so hopefully it's not right. I've basically ramped up my internet speed just by messing around with settings. I think I was getting this is the price of my rural lifestyle. Is my internet connection is like 10 meg download, 1 meg upload. Meanwhile, like I've got mates that I play D&D with, like on 100, 150, and I'm like, no, I wish. Yeah, I managed to tweak some settings, so I've got it up to like 20, and 1.5 upload, which is you know, an improvement. Can't say no to just being able to tweak it. Yeah, but like I've got this humongous garden and having good. So I'm unlucky that some of my village has got they can have full on fibre, so they're fine. But my street is like at the very top end of the village, so I'm not quite close enough to the box. So I get fibre to box rather than fibre to house. Yeah, not quite close enough. I asked a little while ago. Some guy who's literally like a street away. He's like, oh yeah, I'm like 150 meg download. And I'm like, no. But it is what it is, right? I accept there are some prices that are paid. This guy, so blend done. Starlink. Like this is like proving decent enough and I've got like enough control that I can do like these little subtle highlights on just like little bits of the skin. This might be a bit more of a harder sell, this part. Let's see. That's not terrible. We can touch that up with an actual brush in a bit. What's the tie? It's like 10 to 12. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and at least get through to 12 and see how much of this stuff I can get done. Zoom in a little bit, maybe. Let's see. I really want to move the. No. Losing bits onto the floor. So that gets a bit better. It should be focused enough, I think, for you guys. No. A little out of focus. Let's have a look. Do not want to blur it. No. There you go. That's not bad. We'll try that for now. See. I'm sure there are people out there. Just do like a little bit at the top of the head. I'm sure there are people out there that can paint while they're looking at while they're like looking at their screen. Like, not quite there. Not quite there for me. It's good enough. Just those highlight on the cheeks, like the upper part of the face. Chest, fingers. I'm raring to go to actually get painted on my guys. It's tempted to say no to a couple of offers of inquiries this week. I was like, I really do want to get my guys painted. Welsh Masters is in May. I'm like, can I have a fully painted army by then? That'd be pretty good start to how. A pretty good start, be a very good start. Yeah, get my army done for the Welsh. We'll see. I'm not going to kill myself if I can't, for sure. Especially as I might actually be starting as a full-time gig. So these are the Virtue champions, ones with swords that everyone hates. No one likes these swords. Oh, I missed a bit of the skin here. So this will be hella blue. The light blue is going to be very real on this. So this light, these rose sections. Yeah, we're going to come back and do some fixing on that one. And then we've got a bunch of Virtues. Very much is picking up raised areas. Bit of sheen on the cheeks. We want the next one. Nice and quick and easy. Ooh. I pressed too hard. Yeah, still getting used to this one, the new one, and yeah, if I'm occasionally pressing too hard, it is my mistake, not the brushes. How weird is that? I definitely didn't expect to have like a $15 brush from Wish where I'm like, oh, I've done the mistake and not the brush. Don't judge the brush, everyone. The brush has done nothing wrong. It's me. But, well, that's what we got. Nice and quick. I would say dirty for sure, but it's come through a little bit. Okay. So I've got I don't know if you Dante. So this was the brush I came with my airbrush compressor. So like if you get like a compressor kit on Amazon, like one of the ones with a tank, I'd 100% recommend getting one with a tank. Just like more consistent airflow. That I bought that back in. When did I play Grim Kid in WTC? Like 2007 maybe, and it's only just died. And then this one obviously is brand new. I've only had it like been using it for like a week. But yeah, again, no problems. I've got a sonic cleaner, so if I do have any problems where I feel like it's getting like a little bit too clogged in, I can just take the parts. I take the needle out, brush it through the sonic cleaner, which literally like takes a couple of minutes. But all I'm doing is just like I'd say, if you want to get into airbrushing, you can do it. You get out of it what you put into it, but I would say always clean. So I've got a couple more ones. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing at the end of every paint sort of session. Just washing out with water, spraying it through a bunch, and then filling up like the half cup full of airbrush cleaner, and then sort of washing it back through, giving it a bit of a scrub around like the inside of the inside here, and then swing it out, redoing that basically just once is probably enough until you get in like just water through, nothing or clear airbrush cleaner. That's it. It's like I think you don't need to spend forever cleaning. As long as you're cleaning, as long as you're cleaning after every time you're using paint, I think that's all you need to do. Even with my Sotal, that's like a crazy thin needle. I'm only doing the same, and then occasionally, I say occasionally, it's gone through the sonic cleaner like once where it's needed a bit more of a deep clean. So yeah, definitely don't be off put by how much maintenance it takes. It isn't a lot as long as you're doing it every time. You'll be fine. Like if I left this as it was now, stuck it on the side, and left it to dry, obviously it's a false economy, right? If you don't clean something like that, it's gonna break. It's gonna be a nightmare. But if I'm gonna use the paints in there, then clean it out either for the next paint goes in or just when I'm done for the day. Then yeah, you're done. That's pretty much all you need. I just use just Vallejo airbrush cleaner. Like there's plenty of like YouTubers and plenty of people in the hobby out there that will be like, oh yeah, you can mix window lean, you can do this, you can do that. It's like, well, but like, you could, and kudos to you if that's what you want to do. But the guys at Vallejo, they know what they're doing. So I'm like, well, I could spend like time trying to work out my own formula for how I want to clean my stuff or how I want to mix this or that. And sometimes I do, like I'll mix glazes, things like that. But also I'm like, I don't need to, right? Let the experts do the work for you. There's no shame in going. Vallejo have got cleaners and thinners and stuff that I can just use. Just go with it. So that's what I do. Let's come up a bit. This beast. So I'm just going to do start the blue from the top end of the wings. It's going to be interesting to see how I'm going to end up doing the bottom wings. It is what it is for me here. So yeah, definitely. There's I'll say what that again about the cleaning stuff, right? So I definitely have friends that have started airbrushing and then haven't wanted to, or haven't been like disciplined with the cleaning regimen, right? So they'll paint something, they'll put it down, and they'll be like, oh, I'll paint it. I'll maybe pick it up and do some later, or maybe they're just like, oh, I'm busy now, I don't have time, and then then it's no surprise, right, when your airbrush just gets clogged. It's the same as like if you were painting with a normal brush, right? If you had your normal brush, did a session, set it down, just after you've done like some priming or whatever you've used it for. It's not going to be surprised when that brush is knackered, like before its time. So basically, it's just take your time. Don't worry too much about it. If you've got anyone local to you that's got like a bit more experience when it comes to taking it apart, like that was one of the things that I was a little bit wary about. And like that was it. My only like airbrush anxiety was that's the thing, right? Was whether or not I would feel comfortable taking apart the airbrush properly, and turns out it's fine. So yeah, I'd give it a go. I definitely would recommend just to start off with, see if you like it. Cause try and get a session with one of your mates maybe, where here's my crappy models that I don't care about. Can we have a bit of a mess around? Or I've got a bit of ham there. Or if not, just starting off easy, going like go for a simple kit. So you get a bog standard brush and a compressor. You get like a white, like the tube and stuff. So you essentially get everything you need to start with. You get little bottles if you want to. If you don't want to invest too much, I'm looking for it again. You can, if you want to just test it out, right? You can get like probably a kit for like 50, 60 quid. You can buy things like the thinners and the cleaners in these tiny bottles that you get the paint in. Well, that's why I've got it. I've got like a full Vallejo rack basically. But you can buy it in small amounts just to make sure you wanted to do it and it's something you enjoy. Because if it becomes a chore, you're not going to want to do it, right? And I guess a lot of like review sites where people go like, "What airbrush do I buy?" You can search YouTube and be like, "What airbrush do I buy?" And people will be like, "Oh, you need to." And there is definitely an element of false economy where if you buy shit, don't be surprised if it breaks. But this gold beauty cost me like $15. So I'm like, and and I'll still rely on my Sotar to do like, you know, really cool, like nice detail parts. But I can rely on this to do all the chunky things I don't want to put my Sotar through. So I don't want to put primer through it because it's a tiny needle. Yeah, 100% I don't want to do that. But I wouldn't mind doing it to this because it can handle it, right? It's a workhorse brush. That's the thing is as you progress, you'd be like, oh, do I want to buy a brush to do this, or do I want to buy a brush to do this? If you start off with just something simple, so either stuff the one out of kit or do I did get one from Wish now, then you won't go far wrong. Especially as you're learning, like you can learn all these basics of priming, do the bases. You can do like blending pretty easily, all with the same type of brush. So it definitely does have an element where it seems like scary, right? To go, do I get it? But it's like, this is how much time. It definitely will save you time. Even after you've put your stuff away, clean stuff up, it will definitely save you time. As long as you're looking after your gear. If you don't look after it and put it down, then the next week when you pick it up, it's not going to work. Like, I will not lie to you. Yeah, if you treat it bad and just leave it to dry, and all the parts just get clogged up, then you're going to need to like proper take it apart. But even then, like, you could probably still salvage it. Like I said, I've got a solid cleaner, which is just like a little. Where's my hands? Like yay big, so maybe a bit bigger, than this screen area. And I just like take the parts apart, stick them in, literally just a few minutes, and then Bob's your uncle. You've got a completely clean internal thing, like you clean the needle using it. But yeah, to do all these basic things. Like really quickly, can't go far wrong. That's the thing, right? If you kind of look at it and going, why did it work so well? So the airbrush pumps out the air. Right, this paint is coming out so thin that it's just really quick to be able to dry. So if you look already, it's mostly dry in the model. So if you can do that with a paintbrush, right, you would, yeah. If you can go, I've just done the skin tone, and by the time I've finished doing all the skin on this model, it's dry, I can do the next level. You'd be like, this is brilliant, right? You can whiz through an army, and you can absolutely batter through an army if you wanted to, especially if you want to just have like a basic sort of job just to get them on the table, which is no shame in that. I've got armies, I've got models that I just did quickly that I just wanted. I'm not going to put a great deal of time into. Just going to get them good enough I can put them down and they look decent. The first Age of Sigmar event I went to, I must have painted like 200 to 300 models in about 5 days because I had an airbrush. Like, if I was doing it with a actual brush, no chance. Like, I'd have just killed myself or driven myself completely mad trying to do so. Instead, I painted like 60 pink horrors, 80 blue horrors, 80 brimstone horrors, which is all just like doing like an assembly line, right, of one colour pink. By the time you get to the end of the first unit, you can just go back and do the next. And yeah, I did like a load of change in 3 hours, including like quite nicely looking blended wings. And like I was very much like, I'd like to spend time to do an order change properly. So I have an order change in my cupboard that I didn't sell when I got rid of the rest of my zines, just for that. Just to go, I'm gonna spend time properly to paint one at some point. At some point. The dreaded at some point there, right? You just find it goes on smooth, goes on quick, it dries quick. Pick up the next model. By the time you finish that one, you're probably good to go back to it. So yeah, there's loads of advantages to it for sure. What are we doing this guy? I think we're doing the reverse. The Nephilim's getting the reverse, just because it's going to be much easier to get to the wing parts. If ever you're if ever you're asking people to paint stuff for you, don't glue stuff too close together. It makes a nightmare. So again, yeah, this is just quick and easy over these top areas of skin, like the exposed muscle. The pecs, tips of the fingers, bit of like the neck flex that he's got going on. I'm not sure what to call it apart from that. And then down this like exposed part of the tail. It's got quite a stubby tail really. Cool zero. Lacking in the tail department. That's it. Not going to spend the world on it. We are out of paint. We're out of paint and it's like 2:12. So yeah, hopefully, especially for Dad's event, especially that's helpful for you. I'm done. So we've got like just a little bit of paint left over, a little bit of grime inside. I'm lucky where I paint. I've got a sink. So I literally will. I'm going to show you this because it'll take me 2 minutes. Just put some water in, spray it through a bunch, just so it's basically not got any significant amount of paint coming through. So you can see there, it's just the paper towel is just turning colour because it's just water. Airbrush cleaner. Whack it in, so it's like half cupful maybe. Take a different bit of paper towel that you don't normally expose to the rest of your stuff, basically, because you don't want the cleaner going there. Just pop your finger in, squeeze it around all the inside of the cup, just to try and get the paint off. See where there was a bit on the side. That was just where I was a bit lax last time, and then spray that through. Excuse me. And then just put a little squirt more in. Make sure you keep your cleaner and your thinner completely different places. You do not want to put like cleaner in. Yeah, so we'll put like a little bit in and then just squirt it through till we're empty. I'm just saying, I'll put it in front of you guys so you can see. Because if this helps someone, it's worth doing, right? So just spray it and with down to just air. So the point is just air. Again, I'll just refill it with just water, just to spray it through, just to make sure there's no residual cleaner, residual spray in there for the next time. And then voila, clean. I can see the end, there'll be like a little bit of blue. So what to do there is a similar thing, where just get the cleaner brush and the cloth. I've got some like little tiny brushes. But you basically just like dab it on the end. So as you can see it, it's wet. Take the brush and like just gently, be gentle with your brush. But yeah, you can stick it in the end basically and squeeze it a little bit so it lets out some of the liquid, and that is mostly clean. Spray it out. You're done. You're done. Yeah, so that's the airbrush. It's clean, ready for the next go. So it's easy as that. Hopefully that's really helpful for you to. Hopefully that's really helpful. Yeah, I do. Generally, hopefully that's really helpful to like talk you through how easy it is to like maintain the brush. Yeah, don't overthink it. Make sure you put it somewhere out of the way. You're not going to knock it over. That's what I did to the black and silver one is, but it was already broken by then, so it wasn't somewhere safe because it was already knackered because it had like 3 or 4 years of use and it just given up the go. I've like tried to clean it and it's just like, yeah, that's the thing as well, right? If you have to buy a $15 brush from Wish every year, that's still probably like worth it. If this lasts half the time that my last workhorse brush lasted, so if it lasts like 3 years instead of 6 years or whatever, or 2.5 years, I'm not going to knock that, right? 15 quid is less than I'd spend on like a few brushes, so why not? So that's me done for the morning. I'm gonna go and have lunch, and let's see if I could do some more later, because I'm getting into my groove. I want to try and get these guys done this week, completely done this week. So if I can find the time. So thanks for joining me. Don't forget like, subscribe, follow, kiss Mark Zuckerberg's head and shit like that. And I'll be seeing you later. Thanks so much. Bye.